to take this opportunity to just quickly go through the profile of our next speaker, Ms. Brenda Ntombela, who is the head of the Secretariat, Human Resource Development Council. Human Resource Development Council is a very important council in the country. So he's heading up the Secretariat nationally. She is heading up the Secretariat nationally, and she's responsible for the overall leadership and management of the Secretariat and has extremely tough task of ensuring that the HRDC, which is Human Resource Development Council, functions effectively and optimally. Huh? We're going to Google these ways. Huh? That's why we're here today, right? Yes. Optimally. So that's one way that you're going to take away, again, from the vocab perspective. And most of all, it delivers on its mandate of ensuring adequate human resource development base for the country. Brenda is a graduate of University of the North, where she received her BCom. She thereafter received her master's degree in nursing from University of South Africa. Isn't that lovely? Master's degree, hey, that's fantastic. And Brenda has worked in various fields, such as higher education and ICT, and is currently serving as a council member at the Durban University of Technology. An influential leader, you will sit yourself today. She's here, she's going to be talking to you. An influential leader, she has experience in strategic planning, your foresight. She advises the country together with the council in terms of what should we be looking at in terms of training our young people in the country for the next 3 years, for the next 5 years, for the next 20 years. And she's also responsible for the policy and regulation development. And that is just really naming few things that she has done, that she has attained in her career. On that note, I would like to call upon Ms. Brenda Ntombela to take us through her presentation. Let's put our hands together for her.
Thank you, Madam Host, CEO, Madam Feleng. Thank you very much for that introduction. Also, thank you to our program director. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. And a special greeting to our students. Good afternoon. Okay, I'm going to be outlining the human resource development strategy of the country. I wouldn't like to have it as something that is high up there, but I would like to try and simplify it, especially when it comes to the benefit of our students. That is going to be the presentation outline. And as an introduction, the CEO has introduced what the Human Resource Development Council is, being a multi-stakeholder organization that is chaired by our Deputy President, as in the Deputy President of the country. And it has got 13 ministers in it who are forming council. We have people who are representing business, people who are representing organized labor, people from the universities, as well as civil organizations. So all these people, they sit once in 3 months and talk about human resource development issues, as well as education, including training that is taking place in our country. So the strategy that I'm going to be presenting right now is going to be giving us just the highlight of what it is that is addressed within the strategy of the country. So it is called the Strategy Towards 2030 because Council is planning to have this strategy to be effective and working for the country up till 2030. And then it highlights only the priorities of council. It doesn't talk to anything and everything that has got to do with HRD, but it only has got 5 priorities that council sat down and decided these are the priorities that we want to look at or to address as the council. It drives the pillar of the human resource development within the National Development Plan. It supports the inclusive growth and development, and it provides a coordinated framework. We have consulted a lot, when it comes to this particular strategy. So a number of people have given us their input, and we are still continuing. Even if it's after today, we can still get more information. Now, this is important, especially for the students today. The Human Resource Development Council, when it started to work on its strategy, it looked at the whole system. The system starting from NQF level 1 up to NQF level 10. System looking at what are the issues that are needed, especially when it comes to ECD, going up to the school level, going up to the FET level, and then touching on universities. What is it that is needed even under universities? But then it goes beyond, the structures of education and training, and it also covers the workplace. So it also looks at what it is that is needed by the workers when it comes to training them at work. The policy framework that is related to HRD, Council sat down and looked at all other issues that are forming or that are talking to human resource development. Issues that are related to the National Skills Plan, the Skills Development Plan, the Municipal Integrated Development Plan, from the levels at national level to the province up till the local government. So those are the issues that are done, but all these are centered around the National Development Plan. The vision of Council is partnering to innovatively develop human potential. And when we say partnering, this is where Council and the Deputy President has got passion. Because the Deputy President always says that in order to develop human capital or human potential, we need people to sit and work together. They have to work in such a way that we have business people, we have people from the organized labor, people from the universities who must sit and discuss as to how we can have human potential in our country. And the mission, the main mission, it is to advise government on the HRD strategy and its priorities. And it's not only going to be advising government on issues that are related to government issues. It advises government even on issues that have got to do with private sector issues, but it advises government on how to deal with human resource development issues. It identifies blockages, that's the mission, and then address those blockages. It coordinates the efforts of government, departments, and social partners, which are your business people, in the implementation of the strategy. It monitors the strategy itself and provides reports and evaluates the impact of the strategy. The goals are 5, like I have said. It is to strengthen basic education and foundation programs, especially in the STEM. STEM referring to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But what Council felt was important was the fact that we should include language. Why? Especially because your maths, your science, and other technological issues are transmitted or they are taught in certain languages, isn't it? So that is why then language is important. and the life skills are also important, because those are soft skills, but you really need, especially as students, to be able to express yourself. You need to communicate whatever mathematics that you have learned. You need to internalize whatever that you have learned using your own life skills. Another issue, which is a goal, it is looking at expanded access to quality post-schooling education and training. Production of appropriately skilled people for the economy. This is what we are looking at today. All the students who are here, they need to be produced by the country, but we need just appropriately skilled people, and not just any person, but people must be appropriately skilled. And we need a developmental state or a capable state. And another goal is that of improved research and technological innovation outcomes. So each and every goal has got its program, which is aligned to the same goal. But I'm going to go directly to the programs. Like when I spoke about science, the main thing when it comes to science, it is to improve the science that we are studying or that we are teaching in schools. For example, there must be laboratories in each and every school so that whenever you are trained in doing science, you understand and you can relate to some of the issues that are being taught. And then there must be universal access to quality preschool, early childhood development. This forms the foundation of each and every person in this world. If you don't get a good foundation at early childhood stage, it actually affects you when you are supposed to be at secondary school or at high school or at a university. So one of the objectives of the goals of the council is to make sure that that foundation is done well. And then the next one is about the TVET colleges, which are technical, vocational, and education and training colleges. There must be partnerships that are needed within the TVET colleges and business. So council is saying we should forge strong linkages. I can see some of the students are leaving. I think it's school out. Okay. All right, all the best in whatever you're doing. And with those TVET colleges, council says that we must ensure that whatever that is taught at a TVET college should be relevant to what is happening in our country. The third program is looking at higher education, training, research, and innovation. Again here, council is saying we should have more and more academics. When the program director was asking about the different professions here, none of you wanted to be a teacher. But this is what the Human Resource Development Council is looking at. Before you become a teacher, you need to be an academic. Before you can stand up in front of you guys and teach you guys, you need to understand as to how to impart that information and knowledge to other people. So that's why council is saying we need more and more academics. So that's the reason for that. We need to improve the supply of higher education level occupations, the occupations that are there. When I was reading through the program, there are occupations that are written on the program that are telling the whole country as to what it is that the country needs. So that's what is covered when it comes to higher education, training, research, and innovation. Without any research, the country is going nowhere. We need to know what the country needs. We need to have people who are going to be doing research so that they can tell us as to what it is that needs to be done in the country. Take an example of what is happening within the SKA. So if we don't know what is happening there, we need ICTs. So these are the things that council is encouraging. The fourth program talked to the skills for transformed society and the economy using workplace as a platform. All of you here, we are expecting you, when you finish your studies, you must be ready to be able to work in any industry that you have or sector that you are training on. So in that case then, that is where then Council is saying there should be a demand, or to ensure that the demand for skills is researched, documented, and it is done in a correct manner. We should put in place a skills system, the system that is driven especially by our host, that is the FP&M Seta and other Setas. So those skills must also be effective in brokering partnerships, which is what is being propagated. And then we should improve skills profile, especially of the SMEs, the informal trade center, the rural people, and those of the people who are not in employment, who are not educated, who are educated or in any training environment. So they are referred to as the NEET, people who are not in employment, in education and training. There are a lot of people who are not employed here. So by encouraging the skills that are relevant, we should make it a point that we cut down that particular number. Then the last one is looking at the developmental state, that is our country, by establishing partnerships to ensure the supply of quality management and specialists. Remember, whenever you do anything, whatever work that you do, you also need people who are specialists. We have medical doctors who are trained to be just medical doctors or general practitioners. However, when you have a problem with your heart, you need a specialist. So you need to go to a cardiologist. So these are the issues that are referred to when we are looking at our state that is developing, to make sure that we've got more and more cardiologists, physicists, and all those specialists. Expand participation of government departments and entities in the provision of workplace training. We can't overemphasize the issue of workplace training, so that people get experience as to how things are done before they can go and work. And lastly, to expand the capacity of the state so that we are all able to drive the economic and industrial development of our own state. In short, that is the strategy. This strategy needs to be monitored. It needs to be evaluated to see how effective it is. That's what Council is propagating. It's going to be monitored by the Human Resource Development Council Secretariat, but we go to all the people who are supposed to be delivering on the strategy and check as to whether they have been able to do what has been planned by Council. And the Council is time and again going to be inviting people to come and give feedback on the progress that has been made in whatever that they are doing in addressing the 5 priorities. Ngiyabonga.